Welcome back to Outdoors Engineers. It's a beautiful day here in the north woods of Wisconsin. Today in this episode, I need to go and refill the roadside stand. And I don't want to focus on refilling the roadside stand today. I've done that plenty of times on this channel. What I want to show you today is actually how I track and maintain the inventory and know how much sales I have in the actual roadside stand, how much firewood I actually sell, and the revenue from firewood and the cost of goods, and then also taxes, and that has implications on sales tax and end of year income tax for a small business. And unfortunately, that's one of the responsibilities of having a small business, is to make sure that you have accurate sales numbers when it comes to the end of the year. So I want to show you how I do it in my roadside stand, and maybe right or wrong, but it's how I do it. So I'll take you along for the ride. I gotta get the tractor out and get some firewood, and then we'll head out to the roadside stand. All right, the first thing I do when I get off the roadside stand is take an inventory of what is actually here left over. We've got 4 missing bundles, or 4 missing loose stacks. We have 2 loose stacks left and a bunch of bundles. All right, the first thing I do when I get out here for the roadside stand is I take a quick inventory of what is actually sold, what's missing in the roadside stand, and I put it in a spreadsheet that I developed. Started this spreadsheet about 4 years ago, and it's really improved over the years. And I attempted to learn to do inventory tracking in QuickBooks. It's compared to the QuickBooks version I use right now, which is $30 a month. The QuickBooks version that uses and allows you to track inventory is, I think, $90 a month. And I tried to do that in QuickBooks in the trial, and it just was a little bit too complicated for what I needed in it. So I built a really complicated spreadsheet over the years, which I think was a better alternative for what I was using it for. So I'm going to pull you up in here in my spreadsheet, and today is what day is it today? The 31st. So we'll put in here the 31st. And I do know, we can see here, I already had $10 in Venmo payments, which I put in here. As soon as I get a payment through Venmo, I put it in the spreadsheet just so I don't forget it. And I also put that sales receipt in QuickBooks as well. So you can see I got notifications from my firewood cameras right there. So I'm going to go through and take a quick inventory of what I have left. So in place, so I've got 3 mini bundles. And then kindling bundles, I have 3 left. Regular bundles, got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. 22 regular bundles left. I've got 2 small bundles, which are up here, which are the small chunks of firewood for the smaller smokeless fire pits. Got 2 of those left. And then we have 2 loose stacks left. Right now, I'm probably only going to deliver 1 to 2 loose stacks, so I'm going to put zeros all the way across for the other ones. We'll put 2 loose stacks delivered. I'm not going to bring any more bundles out right now. I probably will later today, just not right now. Now I need to check the sales. So how much cash is in here? So I got my keys, open it up. This is the Honest Honor Box. I'll have a link in the description, or an email address in the description if you're interested in this Honor Box. I really trust it. So we'll check the money in the box, and there's $0 in here. I honestly thought there was gonna be some money in here. I forgot a Venmo transaction, and so there is $0 in the Honest Honor Box. Sometimes there's a bunch of cash in here, but since I was last out here, nobody's paid for using cash. So I just checked my Venmo app, And on July 29th, there was another $20 transaction. So I need to update my Venmo transactions. That was $30. And we'll need to put in here equals, it was 0.29 plus 0.48, 48 cents is the Venmo fee when it's $20. So 77 cents. And then we look here and it automatically calculates if I have a tip, I can put that in there. It automatically calculates how much of each item was sold. So since I was last out here, there was 2 bundles sold and 1 loose stack. And so we had $10 in bundle sales and $20 in loose stack sales, with a total of 77 cents in fees, bringing the yearly total to $4,418 in sales, with $1,400 this month in sales. So that is the basics of my roadside stand inventory calcs. I come out here and count how much inventory was remaining, how much I put in, how much cash. There was $0 in cash this month, this time out here since the 28th, and $30 in Venmo sales. And then it automatically calculates everything else. I've got a column for equivalent face cords based on the quantity sold, and then also an average of dollars per day I'm making in the roadside stand, averaging this month now $45 per day. I was really averaging a lot towards the beginning of the month, and it's kind of dwindled down, as you can see that on the instant average per day. So I do have more expansive information in the roadside, or in the spreadsheet. I've got many more columns that I hid, because in the old accounting method, when I was using Wave, I needed to know in here how much cash was going towards the actual sales of Firewood, depending on the taxable, if it's sales taxable or not sales taxable. But now I can just, in QuickBooks, I have actual products that I can associate and use it, put a sales receipt in, and it automatically calculates sales tax at the end of the year. So we'll refill the loose stacks. I need to relock this, because when somebody does pay with cash, I want to make sure that's secure. And now we can refill these loose stacks, and then I'll update the spreadsheet once I know exactly how much I actually put in these loose stacks. Somebody did not want the bark. Kind of scared me for a second there. I thought for sure that I was supposed to be having cash, because I completely forgot that I had 2 Venmo transactions and no cash transactions since I was out here 3 days ago. Typically, I'm used to a wad of cash in that thing. I honestly think I really like the ash for Firewood the best here. It's so clean when you split it, and it makes a really nice product to put in the roadside stand or in bundles. It's not knotty, not crooked. You get some good ash. It just makes some really nice firewood, I think. And it burns well. Got high BTUs. I might have to go get a little bit more. I'm not gonna have enough to fill this loose stack, but that's okay. I'll get a little bit more and then come back and top it off in a little bit. I'm only gonna put 2 out here today. That'll get me through the rest of the week most likely, and then on Friday, when we leave to go away for the weekend, we can fill it up and then be good for the weekend, most likely. So sales have dropped off quite a bit at the end of this month compared to what they were earlier this month. Of course, that was 4th of July and we had tons of people up here. And it's been hot and humid, so I don't think many people are wanting to be having a campfire or any types of fires when it's so hot and humid out. Once we get in the cool season, I expect the sales to pick up a little bit more, but this has been good. So yeah, we got some bag returns too. Look at that, whole group of them. People explicitly saved them, brought them back. I watched my camera. Making money, saving money, I guess. 50 cents a piece. All right, so now that I got the roadside stand filled, I got my spreadsheet updated on the phone. We'll take you back inside and just go over the spreadsheet a little bit more, and then also go into QuickBooks and show you how I take what actually happens here in the field and put it into my accounting software and have an accurate record for the future of what is actually happening out here in the field. So once I have the spreadsheet accurately finished and done, I move into QuickBooks to enter a sales receipt for the transactions. And I'm gonna jump into QuickBooks and I'm going to hide my business details wherever they show up. So if you see anything blurred, I don't want you to see my business name and all that private information. So I'm going to create I have recurring transactions already created for the different types of sales. I've got Venmo transactions, Venmo firewood sales, PayPal firewood sales, and cash firewood sales. And basically why I do that is because I've got the customer already set up and I've got the payment method set up and where I want that cash to show up in QuickBooks, or that money to show up in QuickBooks. So deposit to cash for cash deposits and deposit to my Venmo account or PayPal account. So I'm going to use the Venmo recurring transaction, and we see the firewood sales Venmo customer, the billing address, which is local, is pickup, and the sales receipt date. I want the Venmo method to deposit to my Venmo account in QuickBooks. And now I can actually enter the information. So it comes pre-filled with some of the most common items that I sell in the roadside stand. So we got a loose stack, a bundle, and a bundle kindling. And each of these items have a sales tax assignment if it's relevant to sales tax. So bundles and kindling bundles are property, I guess, or whatever, however the state wants to categorize it. And I charge sales tax on those items, whereas the loose stack could be used for heating because it's a larger quantity. I had a guy buying loose stacks all winter for heating his shop and house, and you do not charge sales tax on heating supplies, I guess, heating fuel. So do not charge sales tax on the loose stacks, but the bundles and the kindling, I do charge sales tax on it. I didn't sell any of those in this transaction for Venmo, so I'm going to delete those two out of there. But I did sell one loose stack at $20, and then it automatically calculates everything else. Same with if I did sell a bundle, I can go back and look at, I'll show you a previous sales receipt for that. Hit save and close, and it automatically calculates that transaction. Let's go look at a previous sales receipt for firewood sales that had taxes, and a bigger one, I guess. So I'll go find a bigger firewood cash transaction. There was pretty big ones. Let's look at this one here. So I had one that's $250 from July 23rd. So I deposited the cash into my cash account in QuickBooks, and then when I transfer that money from cash account to my checking account, then that gets done in QuickBooks later on through a transfer. But we had 28 bundles sold this transaction at $4.73 is the rate, and that automatically results in $5 of sales tax. Same with chunks. I had 3 small chunks, 5 loose stacks, and then there was $5 missing. So results in a total of $250 in cash sales that I received, and no money due because somebody shorted me $5. So that's a basic transaction. What's nice then, it does calculate then, in the end, how much I sold of each item, even though I've got that done in the spreadsheet as well. So save and close. Speaking of that, I do have, let me go back into the spreadsheet and show you some of the other stuff. So over the years, my spreadsheet has evolved depending on the business needs. And I think I've got it pretty much down to where it's really operating efficiently now for my business needs. So I'm considering potentially cleaning this out a bit and potentially selling it. If you're interested in it, let me know in the comments below. And if you need a spreadsheet such as this, it's pretty complicated to build, but it operates very efficiently now. So let's say now tomorrow, August 1st, I go out there again, August 1st, and all I got to do is just enter how much is left. So let's say there's 3 minis, 1 kindling, and let's say there's 15 bundles, 2 small bundles, and 0 loose. And I didn't put anything back. And I'm just going to guess total sales should be $135. Put that in there. And the way I have the spreadsheet set up is I don't have to deal with any of these open gaps. They're there, and it just moves on and continue calculating for the next month. So it works really well. The other thing with the spreadsheet, I also have a summary tab, so it shows over the years all of the different sales for bundles, loose stacks, and also total dollars sold. So you can see that 2024 is significantly higher, and I 100% attributing that to this new roadside stand. It looks very professional. It's way higher than any of the previous years in Firewood sales. So I'm really struggling for inventory. I'm constantly trying to source inventory because my sales have been so good this year. And we can see the yellow is so much higher. So 14 this year, doubled 22, tripled almost 2023, and July of 21 was pretty good, but nowhere near what I'm doing this year. So been very good year so far on Firewood sales. That's what I do when I'm working through Firewood sales in the roadside stand, and I'm treating it as a business. I'm not treating it as I'm trying to earn beer money or anything like that. I'm treating this as a business. It's part of my local business. I'm hoping I can build more inventory in the future and do some deliveries. But right now it's all in-person sales using Venmo and cash and PayPal. And I want to make sure that I'm treating it like a business. I'm on the up and up with sales tax and income taxes. And that's trying to be professional with this whole thing. So really appreciate you being here and coming along for the ride today. And without you, I wouldn't be able to provide more content like this. So if you enjoyed something like this on this channel, let me know in the comments below. And until next time, have a great day. Bye.